Hey guys, I'm Chewy Mew, but my real name is Eric, and welcome to another Chewy Mew review, where I basically review whatever I want to. And so, in the previous review, we took a look at the Spectacular Spider-Man Symbiote Spider-Man, where this guy went through a lot of damage. His legs broke here, where I had to super glue it back together here. He fell off a tree for me and my friends were playing, and it broke the legs open, so I had to super glue that back on. The legs still work and stuff, but that, and then the legs joints here, they broke too. I don't know how that happened. And the ball joint on his head broke off too. This guy went through a lot of damage, but either way. And in the previous review, we took a look at the Spectacular Spider-Man red suit figure, which as a kid playing with this, I loved it so much. I loved the cartoon. And today we're going to be taking a look at one of the few Spectacular Spider-Man figures I still have in my collection, and that is Vulture, which it's like when they did the second wave, or like one of the later waves. I think for the second season they released more figures. Like they released him, another Doc Ock, an armored Green Goblin, like a Spider-Man noir looking black suit Spider-Man. And the thing is, I had pretty much all of the villains. I had Doc Ock, the first Doc Ock, the second Doc Ock, Vulture, Electro, Venom, Rhino, Sandman, Green Goblin, classic Green Goblin, and then the armored Green Goblin. I had the armored Spider-Man, like the Iron Spider inspired figure. There's probably more that I can't remember, but I had also the lizard, and I don't know who else there was, but I had pretty much all of the. I had all of them, and unfortunately, they were in a box in the garage along with pretty much all of my other toys, like the Batman figures from the Batman cartoon. My Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Justice League, they were in the garage and they melted when it was really hot. And so I lost all of them. Only this guy, only that guy, Black Spider-Man, Red Spider-Man, and another figure I'll review in the next review. Those were the only ones that survived. They were the only one. They were like in the box and they survived. They didn't melt. I don't know how, but they did. It's kind of sad. It sucks because I would have loved reviewing all those figures. But either way, let's take a look at Vulture here. So I really do like this design of Vulture, which I think it looks pretty cool. I definitely think it's a pretty awesome departure from the comic books. It's a departure from the Ultimate version. I like how they went away from the green, because if you notice with a lot of Spider-Man villains, a lot of them, the original designs have green, like obviously Green Goblin, Electro, Sandman, Beetle, Doc Ock, the Lizard, Mysterio, and so many more. A lot of them have green costumes, and so I like that in the cartoon they decided to make them either like a different green or just take green out entirely. But some of them still have green, but yeah, well. But this guy, I think it looks pretty awesome. Take a look at that head sculpt there. Let me move my light more like that. Take a look at that head sculpt there. Pretty good head sculpt. It's a really funky nose. It's like an alien-shaped head. He's got like bird eyes. He has like, almost looks like lizard eyes instead of like human eyes. He's got like a chunk of plastic on his ear. It's like a part that melted on the figure, I think. He's got like black things on his forehead. There's like lines up there. On the back, there's like a little bit of paint chip, which that's not for me. That it was like that, I swear. The wings here have a lot of like grooves and stuff. There's some dirtiness on them. Looks like a lot of fingerprints, because I didn't wash this before using it, but yeah, well, it's my own germs. A lot of like little joints here. He's actually has his fingers spread like that, which he's doing like that. He's doing the Spock peace sign. The other hand is like a little less. He's kind of like not so peaceful on the left hand. He's got designs. All of this is like sculpted on pretty good. The body has more sculpting. His legs, the only thing I don't like about this figure is the legs look a little too tiny. The legs look a little bit too small. Like, you know, the arms look kind of big. The arms look longer than his legs. Like, his arms are pretty long. His legs are about the same size as his arm, which that's not how humans look. And his torso looks too big for the legs. I don't know, just the legs look a little too small. The feet, too. There's like these like toe things. Not too much articulation on this one, but like I said with the Spectacular Spider-Man review, they don't give you too much articulation, because this isn't meant for like some grown-up collector to collect and like put this on his desk or something. It's meant for like a little kid to just, you know, take in the backyard, play with his friends, and when he's done, he just leaves them there. He goes to something else. When he comes back, he just gets the figure and keeps on playing, you know? And I like that. I missed when these toys were just about, you know, a kid picking them up and playing with it, which Hasbro did. Toy Biz did it amazingly. But it feels now like, because I feel like most kids don't buy toys anymore, really. They just rather be on their phone or the TV or whatever. That now the like the Marvel Legends figures are basically just for collectors. But either way, I'm getting off track here. Either way, love this figure. I really liked Vulture in the cartoon. I thought it was definitely pretty cool. He's an old man, but he's like kind of crazy. I like that he had like an accent. I'm not going to try impersonating it, but pretty cool, pretty fun. And on the bottom of his foot here, as you can probably see, if it focuses, it says 2009 Marvel, 2009 Hasbro. Does that say Hasbro? Yeah, it says Hasbro. The other foot says made in China, because, you know, everything's made in China. But yeah, this guy in the cartoon was really cool, really fun. He definitely, to me, was like the kind of blah compared to some other villains like Sandman, Venom, Green Goblin. They all had really awesome stories. Kind of Vulture and Rhino kind of were blah in comparison. Chameleon was cool, but kind of blah. Like, a lot of them had awesome stories. Some other ones were just kind of, you know, there to fill the rogues gallery. Even Electro was pretty cool. They did a pretty cool thing with Electro. But either way, let's take a look at his articulation. So the head's on a good ball joint. Can look up, not too much. Can look down a little bit. You can rotate the head all the way around, and you can pop the head off. If you pop the head off, you can notice he's got this Adam's apple sticking out, or a goozle. Some people call it a goozle too. I don't know why, but they do. Come on, boy. Get the head back on. Ah, there we go. Kind of hard to stick it on. He has a ball joint here, which only pretty much allows for it to spin. It doesn't really move too much other than that. The arms would rotate all the way around, but they hit his shoulder pads, which are sculpted onto this. They're actually not on the shoulders. They're attached here. The arms rotate. I think they rotate here. Yeah, they rotate there. They do the T pose, but they don't go any farther up than that because the shoulder pads. He has a single bend in the elbow, but it goes pretty good 90 degrees. He also has these little clip right there, another clip there, which you're supposed to like be able to peg these two together to keep the wings together, but it doesn't really stay. It's probably because like these are plastic and like bendable plastic. It doesn't stick, but you're supposed to like, you can put those together so his wings don't fall apart. The legs kick out, and they have this weird joint where you can't just, if you just stand like this, you can't just go like that. The leg gets stuck. You have to turn the foot and then rotate it. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Hasbro was like testing stuff out. The Toy Biz decided like, you know, that doesn't work. And he has a single bend in the knee, and that's it. But other than that, that's a pretty cool figure. It's, you know, it's definitely geared more towards kids to just like, you know, pick up and play instead of like, ooh, all this crazy articulation for like, you know, adult collectors. Like, adult collectors can still collect these, but like, to me, this is appealing as like a kid's toy. Like, it's just like, you know, a fun kid's toy. It's not as fun for collectors because you can't really pose him too much. But either way, I still think this figure is awesome. Had a lot of fun with it as a kid. But I definitely did have the other Vulture from the Fearsome Foes box set Vulture, which I think is the best Vulture figure. This is definitely a good Vulture that doesn't look anything like comic book Vulture. The only thing the same is bald head, wings, and skinny guy. But alright, let me know what you think about this review. Let me just think about this figure. If you liked the video, you know, leave a like. I'll put a link in the description to the playlist so you can check out all these figures and all the other ones I did too. Alright guys, see you in the next video. Wow.